Okay, so for those of you who are watching this after the live stream, I was just checking my levels, chatting away to myself, just trying to make sure I get everything working and recording so that you can hear me. And I think that's happening. So if you. Uh, no one's here, so what I'm about to say doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do today is take an idea for our Cypress design put forward to me by our general manager, and he wants to see a specific sort of look. So I'm going to take his drawing, and I'm going to turn that into a building as quickly as I can. I may skip some of the details or a lot of the details, but let's let's just jump in. Pardon the music, if you don't, if you want something a little higher. It's all music or licensed or music that I created myself, so I don't have to worry about getting a copyright mark or whatever the heck they call that. All right, so let's go take a look at the drawing. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Let's go look at the drawing. So here we go. I don't know how well you can see that, but he's got the 37 4-inch length. It's a bit staggered like our cypress is. If you've seen the cypress on our website or on our Facebook posts. So let's start with the basic rectangle. We've got a 37 foot 4 and 15 foot 6. So let's just draw that up. All right, we'll go top. Let's just draw a square, rectangle, and through the magic of SketchUp, I've already forgotten what the measurements are. So I'm going to bring that picture up again. I'm going to be referencing this picture a lot, so I'm just going to stick it on a more convenient screen and not necessarily go to it every time I look at it for you guys. So here we go. 37 foot 4 inches. 37 foot 4 by 15 foot 6. That didn't work. Is that really that? Let's just make sure that's the right length. No, it gave me millimeters. Did I start the wrong kind of... You know what? We are going to start anew. Because I think... I want to do architectural inches. Yep. I thought I had done that. All right. We don't need you. You're useless. Until maybe a little later, and then let's go with this again. 37 foot 4 inches. I'll just do the entire 7 foot 4 inches. SketchUp doesn't need you to do the full equation like that, but why is it doing that? 37 foot 4 inches, comma 15 foot. Sometimes my fingers get faster than my brain and they miss things or hit, like a trigger happy guy with a poorly made gun. I don't know, that was a terrible analogy. I'm sorry about that. All right. So here we go. It only took me 5 minutes to get a basic rectangle down. Let's hope it goes a little faster than that. So let's go take a look at his measurements again. And we've got 15 by 6, but over he's got a abutment here that goes another 5 feet. So 5 feet and then 15 feet into this in towards the center. So let's do that. So let's take that. We'll go 5 feet. And then we'll go like that. And we'll go 15 feet. Oops, that's 15 feet. All right. So what he's got here, I don't have any, you know what, I am going to show you this. Just in case Kurt's watching. So, what we've got here is, he's got a bedroom, but I've got no length. Like, how big is that bedroom? So I get to guess. But I do know how big he wants this stuff. And I know that he wants the window to be 8 feet long, so it has to fit there. So I think if I start building from this side here, then that might just do the trick. Crank that music down just a little. It might be annoying. I have no idea. If anybody ever gets on this chat, you can let me know if it sucks. But let me know if it doesn't suck too. That'd be great. All right. So for anybody that's watching that isn't me, I am Frank. I'm a content creator, video editor, and graphic designer, and owner at co-owner at 3D PHC. Just for fun. There I am. Look. Oh wait. Turn my camera on. There we are. Hi everybody. All right, so moving right along. I'm gonna bring that image back up again. We've got he's got a storage space in the back here that he says should be 4 feet. Now the problem with not a problem, a challenge with this particular kind of drawing is that there's no the thickness of the walls haven't been decided or taken into account, or rather they have been in some instances, but in others not so much. So we're gonna have to do more guessing. So we'll do this and then we'll kind of worry about the walls thickness after. So then his bathroom is 5'3". So we're just gonna go ahead and find where that went. And then, so that's that. Yeah, I definitely got to put this on the other screen so that it stays up and I can look at it. So, and of course, and then he's got it about even with that wall. So that's good. So then what that does is create what he's got, a closet, well, bike storage. Looks like about 5 by 5 foot square. Well, he's got a square, but the math doesn't work. So that's okay. And then, so that makes... He's looking for a closet at the front door, so we're going to go 3 feet for the closet. 3 feet deep. And that gives us a little area here that he's got for opening the doors of the closet. So that's that. So the bedroom, we still don't know how big the bedroom is, but we do know how big the window here is. So I'm just going to throw something here really quick. I need an 8-foot kind of representation of where the window is going to look like it's going to be. And I'm going to turn that into a group so I can move it around. Now I can just kind of give myself an idea of where I'm just going to give it a quick coloring so it contrasts a bit more. All right. So we've got a kitchen here. And we're not quite sure how big it is. But I believe I can import the kitchen from one of my other Cypress models, which I think I'm going to do that before I do this. So let's do that. So this is going to be kind of fun. Let's import one of my older or not, one of the other models. And I'm just going to steal some stuff. Let's see here. So we have a Cypress. Wow, I suddenly forgot which ones we have. This will be the third one. And the difference is in square footage. So, of course, a slightly more space or less space means a slightly different design. I think I can see that there's somebody watching. If you are watching, say hi. Let me know who it is. I can't see who it is. I can see that it is, but I can't see who it is. How philosophical, right? Oh, not responding. It's okay, folks. She'll pull through. I cheaped out on the power for my computer, on the power supply, so it lags when I import big things. All right, so all I really want is my kitchen, so we're gonna steal that. And the reason why I wanted to import it straight in, I mean, I have all these elements as components, so I could upload them individually, which is kind of what I generally do. But in this case, we're just going to copy that stuff. And it's probably going to go non-responsive while I were copying it. This is what makes me patient. Being a designer on, you know, medium high level equipment, medium equipment. All right, so the reason why I have to copy that and not just move it is because I don't want any of that stuff. So we're just gonna let it copy for a few more minutes. Oh, that's pretty quick, actually. All right. So really what all this really gives me is we have a basic furniture set sort of example of the kitchen area. And it's the same one I've been putting in all three models of the Cypress, which is the Cypress 393, which is, of course, a 393 square foot model. We have the Cypress 532, which is a 532 square foot model. And then this model that I'm building for our general manager, Kurt, which is he says is 500 square foot. Whoops. Oh, damn. Oh, I thought I deleted that. So I'm going to leave that stuff over here. It doesn't look like it's fitting very well. And I'm going to check his square footage. Kurt, are you watching this? 653.67. That's what his design is. How is that? Oh, wait. He's got... I just saw some more measurements. So, entry 510, bed 10 by 14. No. So, 36 by 14. Oh, and it looks like he does have 8-inch walls. As I start reading more of the cheddar on this paper. It does make sense, but I'm not sure the math works out to 500 square feet. So what do we do? We go like this. See, let's take out the storage. What do we got? I can see on this other screen where my square footage is. So if I go ahead and choose any area of this building, it shows me here how much, like what my square footage is, that, so I can see that. I don't have to do the math, is what I'm saying. If you don't trust my math, I'm not doing it. The computer is. That's why I love computers. Well, that's a conundrum. So, do I mess with this and make it 500 square feet? Yes, that's what I do. So let's take off 5 feet on the back end. Always take it off the back end, fellas. I don't know what that means. If it means something for you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. The more humorous, the better. All right, what do you got? That was probably way too much. 467, that actually wasn't too bad. Let's go add a foot at a time here. So let's add 12 inches to the back end. Right? I'm not going against what I'm saying. It's always got to add it or take away from the back end. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea where that come from. I'm just making stuff up now because I feel like I'm talking to myself. Which I kind of am. So, let's see. So let's figure that out again. We're just going to see what that is. And that is 504.3. And he wants it exactly 500 square foot. And this is where it gets a little bit, I don't know. There's a word that I want to say, but I can't find it with the proper amount of perspicacity. Okay. What we got? 498.58. Man, that is close enough to call. So normally I would call that the Cypress 498. Let's see. You know what? We're going to go down to the inches. I just took off 6 inches. We're going to add 1 inch to the end of that sucker. You watching this, Kurt? Just to make it 500 exactly for some reason. 499.54. I would have to add another half an inch. Okay, that's what we're going to do. 0.5. There you go. That's what it takes. I couldn't imagine this is all that exciting to watch, but if you're watching, even after the live stream, I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Make a comment and tell me how I can make this more exciting. Oh, man. All right. So here we go. Let's see where that is. We added a half an inch to the end of the building. That gives us 500.02. Damn. So no walls. To the outside walls is a footprint of 500 square feet. So this is now the Cypress 500. It sounds like a car, like an indie racing car, like, you know, the GoDaddy Cypress 500 or something stupid like that. My analogies are terrible today. I hope as I do more live streams, my analogies improve. I do like a good analogy. Anybody want to make comments about analogies too? I put those in there. Yeah, fill the comments with stupid analogies for things. Be really fun. It doesn't even have to be about the building. Just make random weird comments for me to laugh at while I drink my coffee in the morning. All right. So there we go. I still don't know exactly how big the bedroom's. Oh, no, I do actually, don't I? I do. The bedroom's going to be 10 foot by 14 and a by 14 and 2 inches. I don't know where people get these measurements from sometimes, but you know, I'm not inside the brain. I just got to trust that it's all right. So would he call that the inside? That's a toughie. I'm just going to go full on from the outside walls. So 10 foot, 14 and a half. I'm going to bring the drawing on here so we can see how different is like when you're drawing stuff out with pencil on paper and then you actually have to do the physical measurements and draw it out in 3D space or 2D space, as a matter of fact. So his house is quite, you know, short almost. You know, the length is shortish, and this, when I drew it out, it's almost stretched. And of course, I had to make it a different size. So he's got 37 foot 4 inches for the length, and now I've got 36 11 and a half. And then he's got 15 foot 6 inches for the width on the short end, and we had to take away 4 feet just to get it to 500 square feet. So now we got to see, where does our kitchen fit in all that? You know? Where does our kitchen fit? So he's got our kitchen stuck right up against the bathroom. Well, that's super simple because all I got to do is grab my stuff, get my move tool, spin that around, get that nice and easy. So now the interior walls are going to be 4-inch, and the exterior walls are going to be 8-inch. This is a very small place, so you don't need really thick walls. We only need walls that are thick enough to accommodate a 2-inch print line times 2. With room in the middle for insulation and piping and wiring and all that good stuff. So I'm going to move this now 4 inches away from that wall because that's the interior wall, and I'm going to move it 8 inches away from the exterior wall. So now when I build my walls, I know that's where that's going to sit. And then living room didn't really fit there very well, so I'm gonna flip those suckers. Then move it around the other way. Now I find I've been putting about 4 feet in a small place. I mean, in a larger house you'd want more, but you know, from the edge of the counter to, you know, where I would have the other counter or the islands. I love kitchen islands. We want to print this one. So as you can see, it's sort of modeled as a print material. I kind of want to mention something about what I'm doing here, actually, and just clarify that it's not parametric modeling that I'm doing. You know, this is the design phase of the project. It's where we put everything together. The only reason I have these detailed models here and not just drawing the stuff because I already have them. So just putting the full model on there shows me exactly how big it is and how it's going to fit, or if it's going to fit for that matter. So now what we've got here is just no space at all. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to talk to Kurt a little bit about the design of this particular unit. We're going to have to change some things. And my favorite thing to do is to talk to the person whose idea it is. You know, he had the idea for this particular size. He's going to know best what he wants to see. So instead, I'm pretty happy with how that kitchen turned out, but we may even have to make changes there. So I'm just going to move that stuff out, and I'm going to build the walls and everything else, because I can always go back. And to facilitate that, I'm going to make this into a group. Then I'm going to copy it so that if I have to go right back to scratch, I can just go ahead and delete the one I'm working on and then start again. It wouldn't be the first and won't be the last time I've ever had to do that. So cool, we're on to making the walls up. Or at least doing the floor plan of the walls. So what I'm going to do is grab my offset tool. Oops, that's my measuring tool. Oh, I'm not even in the right screen. Sorry about that. Oh, I wonder how long I was there for. I hope it wasn't too long. Anyways, grab my offset tool. I'll start at 8" because all the outer walls are 8". And then I'll just do some fancy erasing. Right? So, of course, all the outer walls have got to be 8". Hey, let me know in the comments, too, if you're enjoying the music or if the type of people that would watch a video like this would like something, I don't know, you want to hear death metal? Because that would be great. I'm playing the lightest stuff I have, and you'll hear some of the disco that I write. It's not awesome, but it's not terrible. So, yeah. There it is. I'm not here to promote my music. Just here to have fun and really just expose our community. You know, we really want to find ways to get closer to the people in our community. And I thought, well, if you could see how things are designed, or even if you're a client and you're watching this, you could actually be 100% involved in, you know, the physical design of your building and watch it go up and you know, look in the comments and see people commenting about your design. There's lots of wonderful opportunities. It's my outside walls. So I'm going to make this really easy on myself here and just draw them all. So that's his outside. See, if you're going to make drawings, it's the more precise you make them, the better it is, and the easier it's going to be for the designer to put it together and really come up with exactly what you were looking at. You know, exactly what you had in your mind, because that's the whole idea here. You know, to use my expertise to, you know, to gain your future, to accomplish what you want to accomplish. There again, I can't think of another good analogy. Damn it. I mean, darn it. I want these videos to be family friendly, so if you're in the comments, no swearing or being super mean. Super funny is good, but super mean's not. So I got my 4" wall there. We got one there. We're going to get rid of that one. Or maybe, you know what? Because that makes our bathroom a little bigger. Now, we've been having some chats actually internally about storage. If you're watching this. And you're, you know, think about if you're the kind of person who might move into a tiny home, for example. I find that folks that are interested in moving into tiny homes are also the kind of people that are interested in getting rid of a lot of the junk and the clutter in their lives. So they wouldn't need, or would actually rather not have, a lot of storage. Now, admittedly, most of my designs have almost no storage, um, because I believe that the more storage you have, the more you will need, and it's as easy as that. So my problem is I don't put enough storage. You need some. I put none. So my question is, how much is enough? How much is too much? How much is not enough at all? Like, what could you survive? How much storage would you need? Would you be willing to move into a place with less storage than you need, and then have to sort of work on ways to minimize your life? Would that be a positive thing to have to do, or would that be a negative thing to have to do? So for sure, let me know in the comments if you're watching this after the fact, because I like these little tunes. I used to help do a weekly show called Sports Etc. And I used to have these little tunes, cute little tunes for when they did silly things. It fit really well. So here we go. We have, I'm going to color these, but we have our basic floor plan. Oh, that's nice and bright. There we go. It's kind of getting a little bit dark there. I'm going to go get my 3D printed texture that I created. And we're going to go into there. We're going to go into there. And then we're going to go into there. And then we're going to grab this. And then we're going to open that. All right. So my texture is just way too small right now. So we're going to make that lock. And we're going to make that, how big is that building? We're going to make that 40 feet. There you go. So, actually, I want the other stuff to be, because that other stuff's going to be floor stuff. So let's go select. Let's go get a floor-y kind of color. I don't know if you would consider that a floor-y color, but go ahead and argue with me. That's good. I like arguing with people. It's quite fun. So what we have here is we've got a bit of a floor plan. We've got a bedroom. We've got a living area and an entry with a closet for the entry. We've got what is supposed to be a bike storage. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I feel like it should just be one big storage space, that you put your bikes in with other stuff. So we're going to have to talk about that. And then I'm going to make so right here I've got an 8-inch thick wall, and that's not what it's going to look like. What it's really going to look like is can be a bit of a process, especially if you want to be precise. I find that if I rush through things, when I get to a point that I have to check the structure and do health checks, basically. It's this guy right down here on this page, actually. So I can go ahead and inspect my models, and it'll tell me what's wrong with it. So right now there is one surface border that's off plane. So I can either fix that. It'll fix it automatically sometimes, and sometimes it won't. And sometimes the errors aren't a big deal, or don't even have any impact on what you're doing. So I generally just try to look at that sometimes to see, what sort of errors are coming up, if there's a lot. Have I built a wall on top of a wall without noticing? Because you could put planes on planes in SketchUp, and it'll let you. It won't. It'll let you clip anything. So, and you can be off by 1/64th of an inch, and it won't be visual unless you go straight into the model. I'm going to explode this now to make it easier to work on. So let's go make those 3D looking walls. I'm going to give myself 2 inches, and I'm going to give myself 4-inch space. See, I created another plane on there for some reason. SketchUp does some very strange things. What happened there? Oh wait, I know what happened there. Yeah, SketchUp, it does a lot of things, in an automatic way. Unfortunately, you're not always aware of what's triggering those things. And so every now and again, something will just sort of disappear for no reason. Like right now, I can't seem to paint this particular. So I'll go again. It won't seem to copy this. I'm going to reverse the face and see if it'll paint it. Why won't it do that? I'm trying to take the eyedropper and copy this texture. And every time I do, it doesn't want to do it. There we go. Hooray, I win. I like winning. Winning is fun. Well, see, now all I got to do is get rid of that. All right. So now what we got here, if I erase these little barriers. Now, see this? I can see now, look. When I did that, SketchUp created an extra plane on top of the one I was working on. I didn't ask it to, but there it is. And now when I get rid of it, it also gets rid of this other stuff that I did. So I got to redo that. It's just kind of a long string of going back and refixing stuff. There we go. You can tell that it put an extra plane because it'll, like you saw, it'll shimmer. All right. Yeah, so I do a lot of that. I'm really anxious, or interested, I should say, to read comments about if you guys think a live show like this is interesting, or what sort of audience you think would be interested in watching a SketchUp design, live stream, to ask questions and, get tips or give me tips. I love to learn too. I'm nowhere near a professional or anything like that. I just really love what I do. So now here's your floor plan. So normally what I would do at this point is go in there and figure out where all the windows are going to go, and then cut all the windows in there, and then I can go ahead after that and pull out my walls. I always make a 10-foot wall. I never enjoyed the 8-foot walls. You see, there's another thing SketchUp's doing. It's pulling up a fantasy wall, which is very strange. And then it gets rid of the top level. But all I got to do is redraw a line. And then you got to redraw the interior line. And that separates it for some reason. We don't know why. Then I can go ahead and take all that out again. Oh my gosh. So if you're watching this and you know what's going on here and how I can prevent it, oh gosh, I would love to talk to you. I've been through a lot of SketchUp tutorials. I feel like I know SketchUp really well. I've seen a lot of buildings that have been, been online. I like to get the top just a dark gray. And I feel like, mine are at least on par. You know, I don't think anybody's design is bad. Everybody who's trying, anybody who's making an effort, I've got nothing but respect and applause for that. Especially if you're trying to make an impact with your art. See, watch, this is going to disappear again. But if I draw the line, watch what happens. Bam. Now it's separated again. So for some reason, I don't know. It does a lot of automatic stuff. These lines here just happen if you are drawing in between lines. I can weld them, but welding lines makes all the corners sort of disappear, like the actual solid lines, which is nice visually. But when you're trying to measure things, it's just a nightmare. So here you go. This is our floor plan of the Cypress 500. That'll be your interior. That'll be your bedroom. Now let's go and take a look if he has some measurements for the doors and windows. What does he have here? He doesn't have any measurements for doors and windows. So what I usually like to do is the openings, not the doors themselves, but the openings for the doors. 7 foot 3 inches tall, 36 inches wide. Just as kind of a benchmark that I use based on a lot of conversations. So you know what? We're going to draw the door in space first. 7 foot 3. 36 inches. And again, this is just the door opening. It's not the size of the actual door. Make that into a group so I can move it around without it attaching to the other stuff. If you don't make that a group, it'll just attach to the rest of the building. So actually, you know what might be fun? For anybody watching this that's interested in how SketchUp works, it's not a bad example. I'm going to explode that again. So an exploded, element is not isolated. So anything else that is also not exploded on that level will be, welded to it basically. So if I put my door there and I go, okay, it's there, but then I want to move my door, didn't do what I thought I was going to do. I'm making a liar. There you go. That's what I was thinking of. So what happened there this time is it thought it was part of the edge of the wall now. So I want to move that, and it takes everything with it. So instead, you make it into a group, and then you can put wherever you want. And then once you're happy with where things are, I'm just going to eyeball this a little bit. Sorry, just got sidetracked for a second there. Now, something I've always meant to ask, is there kind of like a standard distance from the inside wall you want your door? I've been just sort of centering things or using like 6 inches as a minimum distance from the edge of the inside wall. But that makes it there. So like in this case, it just seems like it's so moved over there. So I'm just going to like eyeball it. Go, okay, well, my closet's there. You're going to have a couple of doors open to that. So I don't want to have it. I don't want to have it in this space, so it can't interfere with that. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a couple lines. So that's where I don't want it to interfere with my closet. So that gives me a center right there. And I just go to the center of my door. And there you go. Just erase those lines now. Like, some people who use SketchUp might say, oh, why aren't you using the guidelines? You know, this is just way easier. I do use the guidelines sometimes. Like if I go to build a roof with a specific pitch, I'd probably use the guidelines because they have the protractor on it, right? But if I'm just kind of making things line up, for example. So now I'm going to explode this. So now it's actually a part of that. And the fun thing about that is, whoops, I can copy that, move it straight along the green, access to there. Now if I draw it, it'll attach to the wall, and I should be able to just push those through, and I get my door holes. Don't mess with my door holes. Anybody here watch Rick and Morty? Don't you mess with my eye holes. Okay, only people who watch Rick and Morty will laugh or even understand what that means. So the rest of you, you're all missing out. There you go. We have our front door. Now, closet doors. Not a big fan. I don't think closets should have doors. I feel like I might take a bit of a... I'm going to take a plunge on this one. Kurt's probably not going to like it. I'll probably have to put this back. But I'm going to just open that space right up. And build a closet in there. Kind of like maybe a covered closet without a door. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Kurt about this. Right. So now, Kurt wanted sliding door. He wanted, the barn doors. The only way we could do that in the bathroom is to have them on the outside of the wall. Because, of course, the 3D printed wall, what it's really going to be is a 2-inch thick wall. So that means that on the interior walls, you actually have 2 lines of 2-inch thick printed walls, which side by side, of course, makes a 4-inch wall. So just as more of a visual representation of what that might look like. Why did it do that? So weird. Oh well, weird things happen every day. We push on. Oh yeah, see, I can see that it's a little, there's something weird going on there. But it's so small. See, we go right in there and we still can't really quite tell. But now I'm seeing there's this little tiny problem right there. And of course, that makes a problem with that. And it cascades. When you're working with SketchUp, it's awesome. But you get all these little... You can see what's going on again, right? I mean, if you were here in the beginning, this was happening in the beginning, and now it's happening again. And you got to identify which layer has the problem. And you got to go, okay, take care of that layer. Go back to what you were doing till it does it again. Okay, which layer is that? You know, so this is weird. I find it's important for me to put those lines there because it shows me how the print should go. You know, your print head is going to be following. Holy smokes, I keep forgetting to change the camera. I'm really sorry about that. So we got to kind of consider where the print head is going. Are we printing the internal elements at the same time? And my answer is yes. So in this case, you know, I can get a visual representation of how that print head's going to go. So it's coming here, goes down here, it prints along this way, and then it goes that way. So I get rid of this. And so essentially the line looks like that. You know, so then of course that's one interior wall. You've got this whole space. So when I go into the parametric modeling and the engineering and then actually making this building viable for print, those are the cues we'll take for how to slice the building. Or how to slice the print, so to speak. You know, there's really not a lot of difference between this and just like the hobby 3D printing, with the exception of a certain amount of expertise. Now, why would it create one? See, now that's weird. When you draw, it's supposed to create a plane. Why would it do that? Ah, SketchUp. You are just the bane of my bane of everything. I am not going to muck around with this in front of you guys. Of course, if you're not watching the live stream, you can go ahead and just fast forward all the crap. So, he wanted the bedroom. He wanted a closet up at the top area with the window on the short end and the door to the left side. Okay. So he kind of wants his window there. What size was the window? Didn't say. We're going to go 2 foot by 8 foot because that's what his other one is. So let's do that whole same thing again. Except I'm going to draw it right on here this time. And let's center the window. So we're going to go 2.5 feet down from the top. Because, again, remember, this is a 10-foot ceiling. And I'm just measuring where the top's if it's going to go. And you got an 8 foot, so we're going to go 4 foot that way. Oh, wow. You know what? We're going to go 3 feet. So we're going to give him a 6 foot. Still huge. I mean, especially for a small place, it takes up half his wall. Which I think is just phenomenally fantastic. All right. And then what did he say that was going to be? 2 by 8. That's weird. We're going to go with 36 foot. I mean, inch. 36 foot, eh? You know, 36 inch. Why isn't that working? I'm not used to having to talk my way through this stuff, so it's making me... I'm distracting myself. So let's get a copy of that. Move it on the red axis onto that plane. Draw it on. And that just cements it to the plane. You have all kinds of problems if you don't remember to do stuff like that. There you go. So we have our bedroom window. I always like to paint the edges in a darker color, but you know, the same shade as my walls. It just adds contrast. Makes it easier to see that, yeah, that's the top of the wall, that's the bottom. Otherwise, they tend to sort of blend in with each other. Kind of makes it hard on the eyes, especially with this kind of texture. Sometimes I feel like I spend my whole day just painting. Whoops! See, they're missing another plane. Thankfully enough, they're really easy to fix. So, especially at this stage, which is why I don't like to get too much further than this. You know, before we start putting in a lot of the furniture, like all this stuff. Because at this point, it's really easy to take back down, and then build back up, fix little issues like I'm having over here. You know, these are really small, plane issues, or where ends aren't meeting at exactly that point. You can't see it visually, so sometimes when you know there's a problem with a certain area, it's better just to take it down and rebuild it. Oh, my son's calling. I have to answer this. Answer. I'm going to put him on speaker. Hi, Cohen.
Hi.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm watching your live stream right now.
Are you the other one watching it?
Yeah.
Oh, it says hi. Oh, cool. I just noticed that. I wasn't looking at my comment section because nobody was watching. Comments. I'm going to say hi, Cohen. That's cool, man. Thank you.
I can hear your voice on the live stream.
Yeah, it's because I've got you on speakerphone.
I got you on speakerphone.
Right, and then of course you're coming through my microphone, and then going back to you again.
That's funny.
Yeah. So what do you think of what's going on here so far?
I'm good. I just don't get one thing.
What's that?
What's that little face in the corner?
The little face?
Yeah.
Cohen is asking me what the little face in the corner is. I don't see a little face on my screen. I don't know where the face is.
In the corner.
Are you asking where it is?
No, I'm telling you that I
Oh.
don't get what that is.
You mean that? My face? This?
No, like the other corner.
There is no face in the other corner.
Like the corner next to it. There's like a wall.
In the model here, somewhere here?
Like next to the two rooms, at the corner there's just a random wall.
I don't see a face.
No space.
Oh, space.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. What's this space right here? Is that what you're asking? This one right here?
No, like the other corner, and not the door, the other corner, like in the other corner.
Over the big one here.
No, like next to it.
This one here?
The other one.
Okay, this one?
Yeah.
That's going to be the bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've got storage room here and here. And then there's the bathroom which will probably have the laundry, the laundry this laundry stuff, and then you've got your living room and entryway and stuff, and the kitchen is here too.
I see it in the bottom corner.
And then this is the bedroom. Yeah. But the furniture that I have for my other one doesn't really fit all that well. So I'm going to have a design meeting and ask the fellow that wants this what he'd like to see. Because that's just... I don't think he realizes how small a space he's designed. The way he's designed this, it sort of makes it small and cramped.
I'm gonna call you back on Duo, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Also,
Oh, sorry, Cohen. I went to grab my phone and I hung up by accident. For anybody watching this after the live stream, oh, here we go. I'm chatting with my son as well, so. Yes? Hello? How come I can't hear you? Oh, what happened? Oh, there you are. Hi. What? Say something again. You're coming through a different... This is going to be the weirdest live stream if people are listening to it after.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me on the live stream?
I can't hear you.
Why?
I don't know. I can kind of hear you, but...
Oh, wait. I know why. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
I want to invite you over to my house tomorrow.
What's that?
I want to invite over to my house tomorrow.
Oh, is that allowed?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I have your computer right next to me.
Is a laptop at your house?
Sorry, everybody on this live stream. I'm going to be talking with my son a little bit too while I'm designing this. So, being my first live stream, I think we're just going to have to deal with it. And I thank you for doing so. I love my son that much.
Sorry to burst, Dad.
Yes.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I was the only one on the live stream.
That doesn't burst my bubble. That makes me so proud. Cohen says he's sorry to burst my bubble because he's the only one on the live stream right now. But that's okay because it's brand new. And if he's the only one on the live stream, I call it 100% success. So, yeah, no, buddy. It's awesome that you're here. And I'm almost done anyways. I've brought up the walls. I put up the door and a window. I kind of wanted to show how that process goes. I have to go and have a meeting with the guy that wants this built so we can have a design meeting. And I've been on the stream for...
When do you have to have the meeting?
Oh, whenever. I don't work on a schedule. I just have to get things done.
My mom will give you the address, but we're moving.
Yeah, you said that before. Yeah. And I believed you.
When you come here, can you bring the laptop?
No. No way.
What?
Hey, Cohen, just hold on a sec, okay? All right, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and take off for the night. I hope anybody watching this after sort of enjoyed watching a building start to get built. I hope to have another live stream going up about this as I build this building next week sometime. And then hopefully in the future, I'll make this live stream a bit more regular and conversational as more and more people come on. So thank you for watching this. If you've been watching this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell if you want to know when I post new videos. So thanks everybody very much, and we'll see you guys next time.